In the heart of a bustling farmyard, the warm rays of the sun filtered through the cracks of the wooden barn, casting golden light over its feathery inhabitants. The air was filled with their loud clucking, scratching, and flapping. Amidst this lively crowd, Ovi, a small, smooth, and fragile egg, opened her eyes. She blinked and surveyed her new world. Chickens everywhere. Big chickens, small chickens, young ones, old ones. They strolled confidently, flaunting their vibrant feathers, strong legs, and proud tails. Ovi tilted slightly to examine herself. She had no wings to stretch, no tail to swish, no legs to stand on, and no soft feathers to ruffle. Ovi felt different. I don't belong here, Ovi thought, shrinking into herself. A group of fluffy chicks scurried by, chirping and playing, their tiny wings flapping with joy. Ovi watched them wistfully. They're so full of life, and I'm just me, just an egg. Ovi felt a deep heaviness settle within her shell, a weight that had nothing to do with gravity. She looked away from the vibrant world around her and stared at the cold wooden floor beneath her, wishing she could simply roll away. Wait, roll away? That's exactly what I'm going to do, Ovi thought to herself. She waited patiently, listening to the gentle breathing of the sleeping chickens. The barn was silent, except for the occasional rustling of feathers. Clarion, the cock, slept on a high beam with his chest paw and his beak tucked under his wing. This is my chance, Ovi thought. With a small shift of her weight, Ovi began to roll, slowly at first, her smooth shell gliding silently over the wooden floor, past the dozen chicks, past the hens nestled in their straw beds, and finally out through a gap in the barn door. The cool night air greeted Ovi as she rolled into the open farmyard. She didn't stop not until the first blush of dawn painted the sky. When the morning was fully bathed and the sun climbed higher, Ovi paused to rest on the side of a dirt path. Freedom! As Ovi was starting to enjoy her solo adventure, she noticed movement ahead, a round figure shining in the sunlight. As the figure drew closer, Ovi realized it was another egg, slightly larger, with a shell that shone like polished marble. Hello, the new egg called, rolling to a stop beside Ovi. You are an egg too. What are you doing all the way out here? I'm on a journey, Ovi replied. I want to become more than just an egg. I felt out of place back there with the chickens. The new egg chuckled softly. I felt the same. I've been rolling all night, looking for my true purpose. Ovi's shell seemed to glow with newfound excitement. Maybe we can journey together? 2 eggs are better than 1, right? The other egg tilted slightly as if nodding. I would like that. I'm Egbert, by the way. I'm Ovi. And with that, the 2 eggs set off, ready to face whatever lay ahead. Their destination? Oracle Oitika, the mysterious egg sage, whispered about in farmyard lore, said to hold the secrets of transformation. The sun climbed higher as Ovi and Egbert rode side by side down the death path, their smooth shells shining with determination. The world around them seemed vast and full of promise. Fields of golden wheat swayed in the breeze, and wildflowers dotted the roadside in bursts of colors. "This feels amazing," Egbert said, tilted slightly as he rode to keep pace with Ovi. "For the first time, I feel like I'm moving towards something big." Ovi nodded, feeling a flicker of hope. "We will find Oracle Oitika, and then we will know what we are meant to be." Their journey was steady until the death path veered sharply downhill. "Careful!" Ovi cautioned, feeling the ground beneath her shift. "Don't worry," Egbert said confidently. "I've got this." But the hill was steeper than it looked. Egbert began to pick up speed, rolling faster than intended. "Egbert, slow down!" Ovi called out, struggling to keep up. "I'm trying!" Egbert shouted, with panic creeping into his voice. He rode close to the edge of the path where loose pebbles waited below. Ovi, seeing the danger, mustered all her courage and rode faster, trying to catch up. "Egbert, hold on! I'm coming!" But before Ovi could reach him, Egbert hit a pebble, launching him into the air. Time seemed to slow as Egbert tumbled helplessly before crashing into the rough ground. A loud, heartbreaking crack echoed through the air. "No!" Ovi cried, turning sharply to avoid crashing like Egbert. She slid on the dusty dirt, struggling to regain control, and thudded into a soft patch of earth. Ovi rolled to a stop on the death path, with her shell scraping against the ground. Slightly bruised and shaken, Ovi rolled unevenly to where Egbert had fallen. The sight was devastating. Egbert lay motionless, his once smooth shell now shattered, his glossy surface reduced to dull, broken pieces. "Egbert," Ovi's voice trembled. "Please, say something." "Egbert, please, don't leave me." Ovi cried out, but there was no response. Ovi nudged Egbert gently, hoping for a miracle. But Egbert didn't respond. The spark of life that had once shone so brightly was gone. Panic set in as Ovi realized she was alone. Tears welled within her fragile form. She tilted her head back and cried out into the empty field. The world around was still, the only response a soft breeze rustling through the wheat. Ovi was utterly alone. The weight of everything, Egbert's loss, her bruised shell, and the overwhelming sense of helplessness pressed down on Ovi. The strain was too much. Slowly, Ovi's strength gave out. She leaned against a nearby pebble. Her vision began to blur. Her shell felt heavy. Her thoughts grew foggy. "I'm sorry, Egbert," Ovi whispered, the words barely audible as she slowly slipped into unconsciousness. The morning sun beat down on Ovi and her world went dark. Warmth. That was the first thing Ovi felt as she stepped back to consciousness. The air around her was soft and humid, wrapping her like a gentle embrace. Her shell ached faintly, but the pain seemed distant, muffled by the strange comfort of her surroundings. Ovi opened her eyes. Everything was blurry at first, bathed in soft golden light. As her vision cleared, she realized she wasn't outside anymore. Smooth walls surrounded her, slightly curved, glowing faintly with warmth. She wasn't sure where she was, but it felt safe. "Where am I?" Ovi whispered, her voice trembling with confusion. She tried to move, but something felt different. Her shell felt lighter, thinner, almost non-existent. Panic bubbled within her. She tried to shift again and felt something strange. A twitch, then a stretch. Ovi looked down and gasped. Wings. Small, delicate wings. They were covered in soft downy feathers, pale yellow and still damp. She moved them cautiously, feeling every muscle respond. Then she noticed her legs, thin, wobbly, but strong enough to push her upright. I have legs?" she murmured in disbelief. Ovi turned her head, noticing the fluffy tail behind her. Her smooth, fragile shell was gone, replaced by a tiny, vibrant body full of life. "What happened to me?" A chuckle echoed from nearby. "First time, huh?" Startled, Ovi turned her head to see another chick standing confidently a few feet away. This chick was slightly larger, its feathers fluffier, and its eyes sparkling with curiosity and warmth. Who are you?" Ovi asked, her voice trembling. "The name's Peep," the chick said, moving closer. "And you must be the one Oracle Oitika brought in. Welcome to the incubator." Peep tilted his head, studying her for a moment before speaking. "You were in pretty rough shape when the Oracle found you. Broken shell, bruised. You are lucky you didn't crack entirely." Peep's tone softened. "The Oracle brought you back here to recover. This incubator's in the old barnyard, still part of the farm, but away from all the clocking chaos." "The Oracle saved me?" Ovi whispered, her heart swelling with gratitude and sadness. "Sure did," Peep replied, nodding. "Brought you here to hatch. Said you had a strong spirit that you weren't done yet. Looks like the Oracle was right." Ovi's gaze lingered on her small wings, but her mind drifted elsewhere. As she flexed her legs, a sharp pang of memory surged through her, pulling her back to the hill. The chaotic tumble, the cracking sound, and Egbert's lifeless shell. Her feathers quivered as the weight of it all hit her. "Egbert," she whispered, her voice trembling. Her chest tightened as she looked to Peep. He didn't make it, did he?" Peep's confident demeanor softened. His eyes filled with empathy. "I'm sorry, Ovi," he said gently. "Oracle Oitika said there was nothing she could do for him. She found you both, but only you could be saved." The words were like a gust of cold wind, knocking the breath out of her. Tears welled up in her eyes, spilling over as she murmured, "Egbert, you should have been here too. You would have loved this." Peep stepped closer, his tone steady yet comforting. It's okay to feel this way, Ovi. But remember, Egbert believed in this journey as much as you did. He wouldn't want you to stop now. Ovi blinked, letting his words sink in. The ache in her heart didn't go away, but something else began to take root. A small but growing resolve. She wiped at her tears with her damp wings and nodded. "You're right," she said softly, her voice gaining strength. "Egbert wanted this, just like I did. I'll keep going for both of us." Pip smiled warmly, nudging her shoulder gently. "That's the spirit." Ovi glanced down at her new form, still marveling at the transformation. "I am a chick now." Pip smiled, his eyes kind. "You're not just a chick, you're a survivor, and from the looks of it, you've got some big things ahead." Taking a shaky step forward, Ovi turned to Pip. "Thank you." "Anytime," Pip said with a grin. "Now let's get steady on those legs. You've got a lot to learn, and it's only the beginning." The golden light of the incubator bathed the space as Ovi stood on shaky legs, her tiny frame trembling but determined. Pip stayed close, offering encouragement and guidance. "Careful now," Pip said as Ovi took another cautious step forward. "You'll get the hang of it soon enough. It's like rolling but with a lot more control and a lot more feathers." Ovi chuckled softly, the sound a little shaky but genuine. For the first time in what felt like forever, she felt a glimmer of hope. Egbert's memory lingered in her heart, bittersweet but steady. "So what happens now?" she asked, looking to Pip. "Now?" Pip said, tilting his head thoughtfully. "Now you find out what being a chick is all about. Oracle Oitika will want to see you soon. She's got answers about why you are here, what your journey means, and where it can take you." Ovi nodded with her resolve solidifying. "Stick to the script," she whispered, the phrase resonating deeply within her. It wasn't just a call to keep going. It was a reminder to trust in the plan that had been written for her, even when she didn't fully understand it. Pip tilted his head, his curiosity piqued. "What was that?" "Stick to the script," Ovi repeated, her voice steadier this time. "I strayed once, thinking I could figure it out on my own, but Egbert's gone, and I almost didn't make it. There's a reason I'm here, a purpose bigger than I can see right now. I just have to trust it." Pip's grin widened. "Now you are getting it. The oracle will help you understand the rest, but you are already on the right track." With each cautious movement, Ovi's confidence grew. The incubator, once strange and unfamiliar, began to feel like a place of transformation, a bridge between what she had been and what she was becoming. She paused at the edge of the incubator, gazing out toward the soft glow of sunlight streaming through a small window. The farmyard lay beyond, full of unknown challenges and possibilities. Taking a deep breath, Ovi whispered to herself, "This time, I'll stick to the script. No shortcuts, no rolling away, just one step at a time, trusting the plan." This was her story now, one written by a loving creator, one she would follow with every step, no matter how difficult. She would stick to the script, knowing it would lead her to the life she was always meant to live. And with that, she left behind the fragile shell of her past, embracing the open horizon of her future.